When you become a user of your language to be a dispenser of blessing, the clouds part, sunshine comes in, life becomes grand.
Barry.
Alexander.
I love the introduction. I'm usually the one doing those, so
Tim Alexander.
I love it.
Okay, there's only one thing I don't like about you at the moment.
Tell me. Oh, believe me, it's starting to get lost here and recede. So
Well, that's the reason that you're putting it up now, so you can say, I'm going to flaunt it while I have
exactly.
it.
So I got to put it up on the front so it distracts the back.
Right.
That's the key.
I dig your gig, baby. Okay, what do you want to accomplish today?
I want to get to know how to spread joy and happiness for this damn cynical person that I can be and this skeptical person I can be.
Yes, great. You're exactly the person I wrote the book for.
I love that. And it spoke to me. So that I'm like, I need someone to show that the positivity is real and it's out there, and you're the man to do it, Barry.
Well, I got to tell you, we're going to start with one thing, and then we're not recording yet. I mean, you're recording, but you're not starting the program yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just talking right now. I'm going to do an introduction.
So I'm going to just curl your toes, kid, because we got stuff. I'm going to show you a couple things like this one.
I got a few of them here myself.
How did you get them?
Oh, it came in the mail with a book. So I got the S.m.i.l.e. one. Oh yeah. Be a good friend. I got him, Barry.
Okay, great. So I just want to, did you get the one that says be an ask hole?
No, I got to appreciate you, be a good friend.
Okay.
Smile, keep smiling. Yeah.
That's why I'm going to show you this one also. This is so cool. Okay. By the way, aren't you kind of amazed that last week you had on Rick and Rachel?
I heard, yes.
We're good friends.
I had no idea. How cool is that?
I mean, that doesn't happen in the course of normal life, does it?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, especially, I mean, they're gurus in their own right too, but also very positive and fun people for sure.
That's one of the reasons we are in Simpatico. And I'll tell you a quick story, and then if you want to bring it up, we'll bring it up.
Absolutely.
The reason I met Rachel is because of a foundation that I had. We raised money for cancer research. And we had a movie that we made. And Rachel was one of the stars in the movie.
Oh, wow.
You can even find it on my website. I think we still have it posted. I think we got 500,000 views or something like that. It was just, it was really quite cool, quite wonderful. Okay, you got the book, you got this, and we'll talk about even this card later.
Yeah, that one I did not see. There you go.
This only goes out to certain people because not everybody can handle this kind of stuff.
I can handle whatever you have thrown at me, so we're good.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're you. I'm glad that you got the gig and you want to say, come on, sure, is this for real? I'm going to say, yeah, oh, this is real talk, remember?
That's right.
And we can speak about movies also, by the way. I have a couple of interesting. Do you know who Michael Medved is?
It sounds familiar though.
You know,
I've
Harry
heard
Medved?
that name.
Okay, you don't know Harry Medved?
Harry Medved, yes, Harry Medved, I do know. Yep.
So Harry's his
Fandango, yep.
Right. So Harry is with what's that company? Fandango.
Fandango, yeah.
He's one of the heads of the marketing for Fandango. So he wrote a book along with his brother, his older brother, called the Golden Turkey Awards.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's one of the, well, so I'm telling you, I get many intersections with.
Yeah, you do.
And Michael was the main person on the first show on PBS about film critics. He was on that guy. They used to do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah. Ebert and Roper,
right, so before Ebert went with the other guy, it was Medved and Ebert.
Really?
Back probably 30 years, just about the year.
And then it was Siskel and Ebert first.
Right, Siskel and Ebert became, but it was Michael. So Michael Medved is still today. He's a very famous, world-renowned film critic.
That's where I know it from. You see, I knew that sounded familiar. I knew Harry, like, because I email with him occasionally for different things. But hey, I'm a film critic too, actually.
Wait a minute. That's why I mentioned it. That's why I'm. Hello. I did research on you.
It all makes sense, Barry.
Well, we're here to make dollars. Okay, so 3 quick questions for you.
Yeah.
How long do you want to do this for?
I usually go as long as it feels good, but probably like
Okay.
20 minutes is a good safe spot. I feel
Okay.
like we have a lot to get into, so.
Okay, we'll do that. And at this point, how many people you think actually listen to you?
Depends on what interview. So I'm not doing this live, so I'm going to be editing it and then posting it later. But it'll go on my website, so there's a different viewership there, and it will go on my YouTube page, so it's also a different viewership there. So it'll be a little bit of both. Depends. You know, some videos get thousands of them, some get a few hundred. So it kind of depends on the interview and subject matter, I guess.
We're gonna rock the world, kid. You might get 50,000 downloads.
Well, I sure as hell hope so.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm going to start out. Just introduce you, and we're going to get into this.
Here to serve.
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? Jim Alexander, Real Talker, and my guest today, yes, the waving man in the background you're going to see in a second, Mr. Barry Short. He's the ambassador of joy. He's all things joy, happiness, smiles. He's going to tell me how to be more joyful and less cynical and skeptical, and I'm so excited to talk to him. Barry, how's it going?
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now, Jim, how can I make the categorical statement that all the tens or hundreds of thousands of people that tune in to listen to you are all good-looking? Because by definition, if they tune into Real Talk, they are always looking for and finding the good. That's the definition of a good-looking person. Looking for and finding the good in life. And that's what we're going to do today. Find out how to look for, find, and energize the goodness in your life so you can live in joy daily, no matter the circumstance.
I love that. You see, that positivity, you can't fabricate that, Barry. It's got to come from within. I can sense it. I can feel it, even though we're through Zoom, that this is all real, and you 100% feel that way, which is great, because sometimes I talk to people who are trying to put on a show or whatnot, but it ain't with you. So I love that. One straight shooter to another.
Thank you. And draw your 6-shooter, kid, because here we go. Imagine the following. Standing up in the morning, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. You know what movie that's from. And that night, be in the hospital, totally, completely paralyzed. And it was not from an automobile accident, not a spinal injury. A rare disease took over my body and rendered me a quadriplegic, Jim. Nothing on my body moved. I was in the hospital 144 days. I was in a hospital bed in my own home for 2 years. I couldn't turn over by myself. I was in a wheelchair for 4 years. See my hands? They don't look like yours, but thank God I have hands. I had braces on both my legs, from my hips to my ankles, and that was progress. Thank God today I'm able to walk vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand on the front cover of my book. But I still can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. I have helped 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And it's all because of one word, Jim. One word. Want to hear it?
Tell me.
Smile.
I figured. I was just going to say that too, but I wanted to hear from you.
Here's the key. Everybody knows smile. Okay, smile. Yeah, fine. But smile, we're going to work with a lot of words today. By the way, I use a lot of 4-letter words. I'm just warning you in advance, Jim. I use a lot of 4-letters. I even use the 4-letter FU words. I'm going to teach everybody how to do that. But SMILE is an acronym that stands for Seeing Miracles in Life Every Day. Seeing miracles in life every day, even if you're a quadriplegic, no matter the circumstances, to be alive. The greatest drug that's ever existed. That's the kind of drug you want to get addicted to.
That we
That's
take
the
for
infection
granted,
you want.
Barry. We take it for granted a lot.
Well, that's why I mentioned to you,
Mhm.
being put down as a quadriplegic changed a lot and said, Mr. Shore, the good Lord said, Barry, I need your attention for a little bit. Now, it's not the box I would have checked off. I would have said, yes, I'm paying attention. He said, no, I think we need you to be flat for a couple of years and really give some thought to life. Now, it doesn't mean that I wasn't loving it beforehand, but when you have this kind of intense experience, now you can really focus in on what matters most in life. And we're not talking about just, foo-foo stuff like, oh yes, being married and having a son and friends. Those are the essentials. The ability to be able to breathe, to move, to share. Sharing, by the way, is a great word, Jim. It stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy. Imagine that. That's what you do. Spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy. That's what we're about as human beings. And we live here, not just in the moment, we live. Life is an acronym that stands for living inspirationally for eternity. When you know that what you do makes a difference, you're living one of the three fundamentals of life. Three fundamentals are, number one, life. Your life has purpose. And when you lead a purpose-driven life, you can go mad. Now, in this case, MAD is a great acronym. It stands for make a difference. Jim, do you make a difference in life? We know you do, right?
I would
You
hope
don't just
so.
talk about movies. You talk about the experience of life. What does it mean to have a relationship with oneself, with other people? And how does that get expressed to the world? And the third fundamental of life is uncover the secrets and the power of everyday words and terms. I told you about s.m.i.l.e. In other words, what we're doing right now, this is being carried over the internet, right?
Yep.
So you ask anybody, what does WWW stand for? And I'll tell you invariably, it has nothing to do with the internet. And they're right. But in our world, Jim, the world of positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, WWW stands for, drum roll, fanfare, da-da, da-da. What a wonderful world.
Yes, there was a song about that.
Yeah, and thank God, s.m.i.l.e, Louis Armstrong, and what is a word, W-H-A-T-A, what a wonderful world. And it doesn't just touch millions and ten, he touched billions of people with that song, right? Because that's the power of everyday words and terms. Whenever you see WWW from now on, you think, where did I hear that? Oh, Jim Alexander, yeah, Barry Shore, I heard that. And by the way, four-letter words that we use all the time, Jim: life, love, hope, grow, pray, play, free, gift. Four-letter words. And the four-letter FU word is fun. Fun. But Barry Shore, fun is spelled with three letters. Not in our world, the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Fun is spelled F-U, capital N, capital N. So after this show, when you see your family and friends, point your finger, have a twinkle in your eye and a smile on your face, say, F you, everybody. But remember to add right away, capital N, capital N. I said, where'd you get that? I said, I listened to Jim Alexander. He had this guy on. He said, F you to the world. Capital N, capital N, right?
That's right.
When was the last time somebody said F you to you, Jim, and you laughed?
Probably all the time. I'm used to it. So you got to take it with a grain of salt,
Whoa, are we having fun yet, kid?
We are. And I'm curious to know, Barry, what was it like before this, the whole, thing happened to you, the rare disease that hit you? What was your outlook on life? Was it as positive and similar to it as now, or that whole experience change your outlook even more to embrace it? What was Barry like?
I'll give
prior
you
to
the opportunity to choose. What do you think? Was I like this before, or was I shrinking violet, grumpy, and such?
No, I can't imagine that.
No.
I can't imagine that.
However, let's be blunt. A life experience that I just described to you, being paralyzed, quadriplegic for years.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I still can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there's an exponential growth that's taken place over the past 15 years. Imagine the rocket ship sitting on the launch pad. It has all the fuel in it, has all the potential in it, and it's going to go up into outer space, maybe even to Mars. Who knows how far it can go, right? But when it's sitting there, it's just potential. Now, when it ignites and takes off, now something can happen. We can see, what are you really made of, Mr. Shore? So the good Lord said, okay, Barry, you seem like you're a good guy. You got to, doing well. You made a lot of money in business. You have friends. You have a wife. You have kids. You have grandchildren. But what about now? Can you walk your talk? So I think that's what he said to me. And thank God, I'm trying to do the best I can to bring joy, happiness, peace, and love into the world. Because, Jim, especially now, we have a joy deficit in this country, right?
No doubt.
And we're
No doubt.
here to create a joy surplus. Imagine if there was a joy surplus in America and in the world. What would it feel like, Jim, huh? Walking out in Chicago and looking around saying, wow, to be alive.
No doubt about it. I mean, that's the simple things that way. What you went through for all these years, how much of it is overcoming to get to the point where you have gotten, which is not on the bed anymore. Not you're able to do things that you didn't think were possible, or people wouldn't think are possible. But how much of it is mental and your mentality, and how much of it is physical?
So let's go to the point you just said. I'm going to tell you a brief story. So I'm leaving the hospital. I was in the hospital 144 days.
Yep.
That's not a small amount of time, right? So I'm leaving the hospital in the wheelchair. God, I can't move still. I went home quadriplegic. They just put me in a chair and they put me in the back of a taxi and brought me home. Doctor, very pleasant doctor. I'm sure well-meaning, at least he thought so. Just said, I want you to know, Mr. Shore, that we're here to help you. You're never going to walk again, but we're going to make sure that you have the best care and everything is going to be the best we can do. And I'm listening to him. I'm saying to myself, no, that's not true. I'm going to walk. Now, did I know it's going to be true? Yes, because I said so. But I didn't spit in his face and say, you're wrong, but I just said gently, that's not true. I'll walk. You'll see. Now, it took years, Jim, years before I could, what we call ambulate. I imagine laying in bed, not able to move anything. I'm going to give you an opportunity today and everybody watching. Here's what I'd like you to do tonight. Go to sleep, lie down on your back, arms at your side, looking up, just breathing softly and gently. Now, don't do this for more than 8 seconds or you'll go crazy. No more than 8 seconds. And say to your toes, wiggle, and they don't wiggle. Say to your feet, move, but they don't move. Tell your legs to move, but they can't move. Tell your fingers to tingle and move, and they don't move. Your arms, nothing moves. Tell your body, move, nothing moves. Again, no more than 8 seconds because you'll freak out. And that's how I was for years. So the mental process of speaking to my body parts and enabling them to know that at some point they would move again. Now, my toes still don't move. My feet don't move up and down, but I can put my feet over the side of the bed today. And with help, I can push up and stand up. It took years. I can't, at the moment, I can't get up from the chair like you can. You can do this all day. It'll just be me bouncing. And I can push and pull. Okay, I'll get up. But the ability to use the mental processes to enable the body to be energized is the key to living well. Not just for a quadriplegic, for everybody. I'm going to share with you 2 things I think you're going to really love. One of them we're going to talk about, it has to do with the word stress.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with it.
Okay, good. We're going to talk about stress. And I'm going to talk about another word that is the most important word you'll ever hear, Jim. Not from Barry Shore and not from the girls that you love or your family or your friends. It's called self-talk. Would you agree? Self-talk is the most important talk you'll ever hear in your life. Yep. Self-talk stands for understanding you are a soul, experiencing life fully, teaching always love and kindness. You hear that? That's an acronym. You're a soul experiencing life fully, teaching always love and kindness. And the person you need to do that to the most is?
Me. Yep.
Now, let's talk about stress. Like you said, you're under
Let's talk
stress.
about it.
Okay. So here's how most people, by the way, my book, you want me to hold it up? You're going to hold it up.
Yes, yeah, hold it up, hold it up.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Book. Forthcoming book entitled The Joy of Living. And what's the subtitle on that book, Jim?
How to slay stress.
And
I don't see it right now.
and be happy.
And be happy, of course. That's
Right,
the
there's
mantra.
2 parts to it.
Yes.
You got to slay the stress and be happy. Okay, so the key is understanding the word stress. So here's how most everybody understands stress. Stress stands for stomach turning reality, enabling self-sabotage. Ah! Do you know what happened? I've lost my job. We might lose the house. My cousin committed suicide. The kids are going crazy, not going to school. The country's falling apart. Ah! Ah! Isn't that how most people hear the word stress?
Straight up truth, yes.
Stomach turning reality, enabling self-sabotage. Okay, let's look at the way Barry Shore understands stress. Ready? Some stomach turning reality. It's tough. You did lose your job. You might lose the house. Your cousin did commit suicide. The kids aren't in school, going crazy. The country may be falling apart. Enabling self-success. Because how you respond in any given situation, Jim, determines what's going to happen in your life. Your response is the key. Remember what the doctor said? You're not going to walk again.
Right.
Well, I created an idea that I have shared and helped thousands and thousands of people that have issues. That's what I call them, issues. And the phrase is, diagnosis is not destiny. Diagnosis is not destiny. But the 6 most important words that I love to share with people, no matter what situation you're in, whether you are the richest man in the world or you're struggling to get by, these 6 words make all the difference in life. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. How you choose to respond to any situation will turn it into stomach turning reality, enabling self-success. How you respond is really going to allow you to slay stress and be happy because you've chosen to do that. You're in Chicago now, right?
Yeah.
Well, Chicago, Illinois, is the home of Abraham Lincoln.
That's right.
Abraham Lincoln was not known as a joyous fellow. He did like to use a lot of stories, a lot of jokes and things like that. He's famous for an amazing line. People are about as happy as they choose to be. That's Abraham Lincoln's line. People are about as happy as they choose to be.
Ain't that true?
I earned, by the way, big bravo to you because you invited me on your show. I'm not your usual guest for this, right? But you want to say, come on, what is this all about? Is it possible to really live in joy no matter the circumstances? And the answer is yes. And Barry Shore is living proof. That's why I exist. My mission, much different than before. I was the rocket on the pad before. Done very well and most everything. Of course, business, you have your ups and downs. A lot of fuel, a lot of power, a lot of able. And then quadriplegic. Now what are you going to do, Mr. Shore? And now the rocket has left the pad and we are soaring and we're touching lives all over the world with the book, How to Slay Stress and Be Happy, titled The Joy of Living, which comes out, by the way, May 11th. Yes, from May 11th to May 18th, by the way, Jim, I'm making the book available as an ebook on Amazon and iBooks for 99 cents.
Oh, wow. What a deal.
Right, because no barrier to entry. 99 cents, Amazon iBooks from May 11th to May 18th. You're going to be blogging about it and say, do this. You can even pre-order it. You pre-order it, I think, from May 1st on. So just pre-order it. Get the book because it has in there the 11 strategies for living in joy daily.
So what do you, I mean, you've already laid down a ton of tips and advice and just common sense in a lot of ways. This is common sense that we kind of avoid and don't practice, right? And that way, what do you say to people who are just kind of naturally, or not naturally, but develop this skepticism and doubt and, oh, everything can go wrong, will go wrong, that sort of mentality? How do you snap out of that when
I
it's so
love
deeply
that.
rooted?
Okay, let's look at one of the 11 strategies, and it's actually been said. Well, I'll tell you a little story. Thank you. It just reminded me.
Sure.
I am blessed in the course of learning how to walk. I did a lot of what's called aquatic therapy, which means they put me in water in the pool,
Mm-hmm.
and I had people for years, a year and a half, just literally moving my limbs because I couldn't do it. And over a period of time, I was able to move my arms over my head. And guess what? With flotation devices on my legs and on my body so I wouldn't sink and drown, I moved my arms on my legs. I was able to swim. I swam on my back and I started doing it back and forth in the pool. Guess what, Jim? One day I swam a mile without
Wow.
stopping. Remember, I live in Southern California. Hello, beautiful tan, right?
Absolutely.
98 minutes without stopping because I'm perseverant. I just said, this is wonderful. I love you. Thank you, dear Lord. I moved my arms. I could move my leg, but they had floaties. Okay, fast forward. I now swim 2 miles a day, 6 days a week. We'll talk about that in a moment. But here's the key. I'm at the pool
Uh-huh.
and thank God that in our country today, we're a country of kindness and such, especially in Southern California. So these pools have a special chair that has a lift on it. So people in wheelchairs can go from the wheelchair onto the chair next to the pool, and you press a button and it picks you up and puts you in the
Mm-hmm.
water because otherwise you can't get in and out, right? And then with flotation devices, I'm there and I have somebody helping me and I started my swimming and such. So over a period of time, got to meet everybody at the pool, of course. One time I met this amazing woman. Her name is Aida. Aida at the time was 95.
Oh, wow.
Now, 95 is an advanced age, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Now, she's not swimming, but she's walking in the water. She's holding on to the lane line and she's just there to move. 90, she needs to move.
Yeah.
And we got to talking, of course, because I love people and especially somebody who's 95, you got to be, you know, hello and talk to her. Over a couple of times, she said to me, Barry Shore, I just love you. First of all, she remembers my name, 95. I don't remember her name sometimes. And
Neither do I.
right, hello, 95. And she says, I'm 95 now, told me her age, and I'm happy to be alive, but I'm not happy like you. Can you help me? That's when I started developing the 11 strategies. So I started sharing with her. Just fast forward for a moment. By the way, I had the opportunity just a few months ago to sing happy birthday to Aida on her 108th birthday.
Oh my goodness. Are you
108th birthday. We walked in, she says, hi, Barry, sing me a song. Remember, she remembered my name.
That's
So
right.
I'm telling you that these strategies work. They make you healthier and wealthier. Can I say it again, Jim? They make you healthier and wealthier. Who doesn't want that? So I started working with her. And the strategy she loves the best is this: get uncomfortable. Huh? Most people say, oh, come on, I want to be comfortable. I want to go home. I want to just sit, relax. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfort is where dreams go to die. Get uncomfortable. Now, let's understand the strategy because I work with small incremental changes. We call it shift happens. Now, most people, Jim, drop the F in shift happens. So they don't, but it's shift happens. You got small incremental changes. Take an example. I don't tell people, don't put a pebble in your shoe and walk around all day or a hair shirt. But when you brush your teeth in the morning or the evening, use your non-dominant hand. So I'm a right-handed person. I use my left hand. Now, is that easy? And I've been doing this for years. It's still not easy, but guess what happens?
It's tough to break habits.
This is the genius. Are you right-handed or left-handed, Jim?
Right-handed.
Okay, starting tonight when you brush your teeth and tomorrow morning, usually, and you're going to say, Barry, don't tell me, you're not going to curse me, but just I want you to do this for the next 11 days in a row.
Okay.
No matter what. Because what's happening is when you do that, you're now conscious of what's going on. You're creating new neural pathways in your mind, neural linguistic programming. And yes, it will never feel like you're doing it with your dominant hand, but you're now doing something that is going to enable you
to break from those habitual situations, which call a rut, and to get into a groove. So when we look for things to do, and you read about it in the book, I say, get uncomfortable. I have a few different tips of small things you can do. And once that happens, you now open up a new pathway in the mind and in the being. And the most cynical of beings, I've met some because they've come to me. They've come to me years. I do a lot of public speaking now, of course, with Zoom and do more of this. I used to speak to groups of 5,000 people at a time.
Wow.
And people would come to me and say, Barry, I didn't believe you before yesterday. Sometimes I speak 2 days in a row. And I'm in. Doesn't mean I'm walking down the street like you. I say, I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. The whole point of this interview, Jim, is not about Barry Shore. And it's not about Jim Alexander. It's about you who are watching. It's about you becoming the best you, because when you're the best you, you make the world a better place. You build bridges of harmony, you create more joy, happiness, peace, and love in the world. And as my friend Jack Canfield, the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, said, Barry, this is a recipe for becoming healthier and wealthier. I said, you're right, Jack. He says, who doesn't want that? Ask anybody, Jim. You want to be healthier and wealthier? Yes.
Yeah.
Said,
Everyone would sign up for that.
Read the book, The Joy of Living by Barry Shore. Slay stress, be happy. Follow these 11 strategies and it will happen. It will become a natural process. Again, small shifts. Use that F. Big changes.
So it doesn't happen overnight. None of this, because habits are tough to break, but it's over time. You say this stuff builds and these new habits take over in a sense.
Right. Not only, and the benefit of it is that at some point, the person who was, we'll call it cranky for a moment, just like that, right? I can give you dozens of stories. One particular person happened to be, he was 47 years old at the time. And he said he was unhappily married for 18 years. And his wife said to him one day, he secretly started using the strategies. His wife said to him one day, his name was Frank, interestingly enough. And he said, Frank, I got to be frank with you. He said, something's happened to you in the past month or two. What's going on? Are you seeing somebody? Wait a minute. And he said, yes. And she said, wow. She picked up a frying pan. She said, he was about to hit me. And he said, wait a minute. I'm seeing me. You hear this, Jim? He said, I'm seeing me, and I wanted something that I saw in me to be different. And I started doing it. And he said to his wife, her name was Alice. He said, I was thinking just now, the honeymooners. He said, Alice, do you like it? And she said, Frank, it's wonderful. I'm crying when I think, because he told the story in front of 2,000 people. She said, it's wonderful. Please continue to see that person. How wonderful is that, huh?
That's so simple, yet pretty incredible,
I'm going to do something fun with you. Remember, F you, everybody, capital N, capital N. Tell the world, F you. We're going to hold up something that's a little bit on the edge. Are you ready for this one, Jim?
I'm always about that. Yeah.
Can you read that?
Yep. We see it. Ask whole.
Be an asshole and thrive.
Thrive, yeah.
So a little story with this. So this guy, Jack Canfield, he's the co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, right? One of the most famous books, I think the largest selling book title in history outside of the Bible. Except a lot of people read Chicken Soup, nobody reads the Bible, but that's another story. So when he was on stage, we shared a stage together, and he tells people at the end of his talk always about be persistent and never give up. Keep asking. Keep asking. If you want something to happen, keep asking. He says, become an asshole. And people laugh, then okay, applaud, and goes away. So I said, okay, Jack, I love you. Okay, because he wrote the foreword to my book, by the way. Not just a little blurb. He wrote the foreword, 148 words. Even my mother was in heaven. She beamed down one day. She said, wow, that's pretty good. I couldn't have written better myself. He wrote it. So I created Ask Whole for him and other people like it, because ask stands for always seek kindness, helping others live exuberantly. How do you do that?
by being you. When you're the best you, that's what all that matters. You don't have to be Jim. You don't have to be Barry. Be you. Always seek kindness because everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about.
Yeah.
Therefore, be kind always. The Dalai Lama has been quoted as saying, I read in his writings, be kind whenever possible. As he says, it's always possible.
No, we live in a world in a lot of ways with social media and all that too. And I guess the generations, the millennials and the Gen Zs and all that, it's a lot about trying to be something you're not, almost just to get notoriety, to get approval, to get that button, to someone click on you. And I feel like people getting lost in who they are and what they offer. Like, how do you look at the generational kind of things too, in a sense, how we're so involved about like getting likes and comments and all these things, just to validate us in that way?
So I'm going to share with you. Jim is teeing this up for a softball question. This is another one of the strategies. And these strategies work. Let's just be very blunt.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't write down 11 strategies to fill up a book. These are items that are true, they're time tested, and they work. As a simple example, your words matter. It's a very important strategy. But the strategy that you're discussing right now, Jim, is don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Fame and fortune are delicious. They're at least an aphrodisiac, if not an opium drug.
Yes.
But at the best, they are fleeting.
Yep.
Fame stands for false applause, mostly empty. Fame and fortune. Money can come and go. It does all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows stories about people who made money, lost money. Fame and fortune are wondrous if they become part of your very being, but to seek them out will not serve you the best. And here's the most important part of all this. Again, read this. This strategy is so good. When everything in the book is not just a story and a strategy, there's some exercises to do that you can actually work with this whole process of not taking things personally. When you become more about you and the best you can be, like Frank and Alice,
Mm-hmm.
by definition, people be attracted to you. It's called the law of attraction.
That's right. That's
You
a
never-
long time thing, law of attraction.
You never have to seek a like. People will be liking you because it's you. It's a law. It's not as if, gee, I wonder what would happen if I did this. When you're you, then the world comes to you at some proportion. Okay, you're not going to be Madonna, but who cares? You're not going to be Lady Gaga, but who cares? Because there is a Lady Gaga and there's a Madonna, but the world needs you. So people have said, wow, Barry Shore, this is so good. You're a hero. I say, first of all, I'm not a hero, but I am on the hero's journey. There's a book, I think his name, Joseph Campbell, wrote a very famous story or book called The Hero's Journey. So
I've heard of it.
It goes directly to your question or your comment, Jim, which is very important, by the way. I mean, just really important for two reasons. Number one, because you're making mention of something that's happening. It's a phenomenon. And number two, because the percentage of people under the age of 28 that do speak to other people about the situation of being alone, lonely, suicidal, and
Depressed.
doing it is unprecedented.
Yeah.
And we're living in the most affluent society in the history of the world. So it's counter to indications. It's counterintuitive. It shouldn't be. But people who do reach out, they find this to be so helpful because HERO stands for this, helping everyone regain authenticity.
That's the buzzword today, right? Now, right away, by the way, you have people raising their hands saying, Barry, sure, you don't know how to spell. Authenticity is A-U-T-H, not with an O. Well, use, again, break out of the shell, break out of the box, use sound. Hero, helping everyone regain authenticity. It'll help you remember it easier because it's not spelled the way you want. But when you do it for yourself, by definition, you're now helping someone else. You know what a winner really is? A winner is someone who helps other people. That's what we call WHO, WHO. Winners help others. How? Helping others win. Because what do winners do? Winners inspire endurance. That's win. Winners inspire endurance. Okay, it's spelled with an E in the beginning, but it's a sound. Endurance. So the whole point of being a winner is to be the best you can be. That's all we care about. Joy stands for generating ongoing youth. Youth is a great place to be. Aida at 108 is youth.
Yeah.
She has a chronological age, it's pretty high, but she's youth. You know why? Because she lives her own being. She likes being, her favorite strategy is be uncomfortable.
That's amazing. No one chooses that. It's not an option most would go after. Like, yeah,
Right.
I want to feel uncomfortable. That's not an option, really.
And that's why it resonates. People love it. These strategies work. Your words matter. I'll share two more things because I know our time is short, and I'm just so thankful that we're together, Jim. I think you're loving
Absolutely.
this, right?
I'm enjoying this plentifully.
Okay, so one of the things is I'm going to give a gift. First of all, free gift, free gift. Remember, free is a four-letter word. Gift is a four-letter word, $50 value. Go to my website. What's my website? www, which stands for What a Wonderful World, .barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE, barryshore.com. You see right there, free gift, click it, use it, use it. That's the key. It's not a gift because I'm just giving it to you. I want you to use it. You'll find it very helpful. That's number one. Number two is if you really want to do something immediate to slay or reduce, mitigate, even eliminate stress, go to my website, go to the front page, scroll down on the homepage towards the bottom. It says, become a joy generator. You can become a joy generator in 55 seconds. 55 seconds, you can generate joy to your family, your friends, and all living beings around the world. And I'm very honored to say that I've trained tens of thousands of people in how to become a joy generator. 55 seconds. I think we can all afford 55 seconds to help out
Certainly.
family, friends, and all living beings around the planet, right?
Absolutely, Barry. Wanted to ask you kind of this falls under my umbrella too. The common, I guess everyday sort of things that we crave and desire or that bring us down when it comes to jobs. Why am I not getting these opportunities? Or my colleagues getting, my friends are getting these opportunities and I'm not. And you can fall into this rut with that, or dating in another essence where, all my friends are getting married or find the right person. I can't find my right person. What are the simple kind of ways or teachings that you have for these common, in a sense, feelings and situations that we all go through at some point, whether with work or with relationships, and seeking and not finding kind of what, and comparing yourself to others too that are finding it?
The question is so important and has so many pieces to it. Let's unpack one small part of it, if we can, and see if that can help. So we said, don't take things personally. That's a very important start. We talked about your words matter. And we're going to speak about that in more depth. Comparing oneself to anybody else is a recipe for gloom.
No
question. Can I repeat it? It's a recipe for gloom. There's a very wonderful word that people use all the time. I'm not in the mood right now for something, right? You ever heard that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the time.
You said it yourself. I'm not in the mood. Well, look at that word mood, M-O-O-D, and spell it backwards. What does it spell, Jim?
Doom.
That's what mood does to you. Doom. See, because now you're working only with emotion. That's how I feel at the moment. I got to be honest. I got to be authentic. Remember we spoke about earlier, self-talk. You're a soul experiencing life fully, teaching always love and kindness. When you do use your words to always teach love and kindness, you're going to see things happen in your life that other people will look at you and say, how did he get so lucky? So watch this. I'm going to say something to you that was taught to me. So I'm chronologically 72.
Chronological.
Metabolically, I'm 46 because I swim 2 miles a day, 6 days a week.
Even younger because I can't do that. And I'm 35.
I'm 28 mentally because I hang around a lot of kids from 22 to 35. I'm around and I'm able to move and do things. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in business on the internet and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But my SOW is 8. SOW, you're saying? What's an SOW? You don't look like a pig. SOW stands for sense of wonder. I'm an 8-year-old, not childish, childlike.
Mhm.
So here's something that I learned when I was 14. Now it took me at least a decade after that to be able to really process it a bit, but to use it. And it was this given to me by a teacher at the age of 14. And he used these exact words because I repeated them so many thousands of times over my life to myself and others. Speech is the vessel that channels blessing into the world. And I, as a conscious, conscientious person, try with all of my faculties to continually dispense blessing. When you use your speech to be a dispenser of blessing, Jim, your world will shift. And it will shift quickly, positively, in a purposeful direction, powerfully, and pleasant. And all those things you were talking about, how about that, whether it's work, relationships, friendships, especially with yourself, when you become a user of your language to be a dispenser of blessing, the clouds part, sunshine comes in, life becomes grand. And I can demonstrate it in dozens, if not hundreds of cases from people telling me about it. That's the key.
Wow.
Speech is the vessel that channels blessing into the world. By the way, wow is a great word. Wow stands for words of wisdom, or words of wonder, because that's what happened. You say, wow, I know. Wow, words of wisdom or words of wonder.
What a way to wrap it up. I mean, that's a bow tie on a cherry on top of the cake, whatever you want to say. Wow is everything. Wow is all of this in a lot of ways.
I think we've been enjoying ourselves, huh?
That's how it should be, right? Smiles on our faces,
absolutely,
joyously, right? Living with joy and talking with joy.
That's what you are, Jim. You're a channel of goodness. You're a cog. A COG is a channel of goodness, a child of God. That's what Jim Alexander and Real Talk brings to people. That's why they come back by the thousands and tens of thousands, because they know that there's value here. The value, you'll be healthier and wealthier when you utilize these tools. Get the book.
Absolutely.
It's for 99 cents from May 11th to May 18th. You can pre-order it starting May 1st. But do it, use it, because it works. That's the best part. It works.
No doubt about it. Show that book again so people can see the cover and what it looks like. And
yeah, how cool is that cover, huh?
It's awesome. I loved it. It makes you smile. It really does when I saw it. The joy of living and how to slay that stress
and be
right
happy.
and be happy. That's what it comes. So many key words in there, Barry. So many key words to life.
Thank you. Let's do the following, because I know we need to put it, like you said, complete it. And I'm going to do, in front of thousands of people, I'm going to give you a hug. I'm going to tell you what it
I
stands
love
for.
that.
And I'm going to give a blessing to everybody, if I may. May I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so HUG stands for Harmonizing Unlimited Giving. Harmonizing Unlimited Giving. So here we go, Jim, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
We just harmonize it all.
And our blessing to everybody, go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad, go make a difference.
Like a sermon. Absolutely. The keys to life, Barry, right there. So much to take away. Man, it was such a blast talking to you. I really enjoyed it. I started on your book. I'm still just like in the early chapters. I can't wait to get through it, and couldn't wait to get to talk to you. And I feel it. I feel it. It's a feeling you get, positivity that really can change a life in so many ways.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everybody. Remember, it's all about you. You'll be healthier and wealthier. Do it.